So Mike, thanks for being here with us this morning. Let's start off by having you tell us a little bit about yourself and your firm.
Sure. So I'm Mike Daschle, Senior Vice President of Sustainability for Brookfield Properties. Brookfield Properties is the developer, owner, manager of real estate on behalf of Brookfield Asset Management. Brookfield Asset Management itself is one of the world's largest alternative asset managers, has a properties group, infrastructure group, renewable energy, private equity, debt, everything. Over $700 billion in assets under management. Brookfield Properties globally has just almost 800 properties, roughly 325 million square feet, another 70 million square feet or so under development. And I specifically focus on renewable energy procurement for our US office portfolio, which is about 100 office properties, and our ESG strategy for our New York office portfolio, which is about 30 properties.
Wow, so it's fair to say you are a major player, and Brookfield is a major player in the industry here.
Pretty significant, yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, thanks for being here, and this is part of the reason we're so excited to have you involved in this initiative, right? All of that you just mentioned, I think speaks volumes to the importance of the initiative here, Benchmark 8760. And so I want to ask you, what encouraged you to participate in this particular initiative around benchmarking and specifically hourly building data?
Yep. So when I first heard about the project, that was just a great opportunity to be able to work with other major New York City landlords, professional teams like JB&B, other great tech platforms to inform what we think will be a very helpful tool for us in our own decarbonization strategy, and then hopefully something that would provide unique insights to public policy to kind of better inform the direction that the incentives go, the encouragement from the public sector in terms of the overall decarbonization effort.
Awesome. And so hourly building data specifically, how do you see that as a benefit to your personal business, and why is it valuable in general, this idea of an evolution of benchmarking and evolution of building performance standards?
Yep. So Brookfield Asset Management committed last year to the Net Zero Asset Managers Initiative, which involves a net zero carbon commitment by 2050, which by itself is not that unique, but when you consider the size and scale of Brookfield Asset Management, that's a pretty complex undertaking. Each affiliate company within Brookfield Asset Management then has its own milestone targets. So for Brookfield Properties, we're targeting a 2030 reduction by 50% of all absolute emissions relative to 2019 baseline. All that implies that we have a fundamental underlying data set that tells us where we are and where we're going along the way to be able to measure our progress toward that goal and assess any opportunities along the way to kind of correct course if we need to.
Got it. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And so this idea of looking at hourly building data, the granularity that provides, hopefully would provide that baseline, right? That really good baseline for you to measure against. That makes perfect sense. I guess it's kind of along that same line of thinking, right? Outside of just participating in the initiative, having access to these other, folks that are part of this move or this push for hourly building data, we have this proof of concept platform, right? Can you tell me a little bit about what you're hoping will sort of come out of the development of the proof of concept platform?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, first, I think it's important to be able to prove that it's completely manageable to collect building occupancy data, hourly building performance data, and kind of match it with the underlying grid emissions data that we hope will provide that type of insight that we're looking for. So for example, if we're going to be optimizing our building operations to maximize efficiency, but also lower emissions, it'll be critical to be able to tell what the impact is from physical building occupancy on that effort, and then also what the kind of highest energy intensity and emissions intensity usage times of the day are, so we can either curb or adjust our operations effectively. And then two, the hourly impact metrics are going to be extremely important for educating and kind of informing public policy to better align incentives here. I think that if the overall goal is decarbonization, it's important to realize that the time of use matters, which we very much pay close attention to, especially on an hourly basis. And the amount of people who are actually in your building matters. I think we'll hopefully see that come out in this platform.
Great. Yes, that is our hope as well. So thank you again for participating. I really appreciate it. And I think, hopefully we'll be able to achieve those outcomes that you mentioned here.
Great, thank you.
Thanks very much.
All right.